I'm in front of a Beth Israel congregation in Ann Arbor. For the last 15 years, a bunch of beautiful and courageous people have been protesting against the synagogue. They run this vigil every Saturday. We are going to meet them and to hear from them what they have to say. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, please.
My name is Gloria Harb.
And how many years have you been doing this?
15 years. Today
Wow.
marks our 15th year.
Today is 15 years, yeah?
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You are protesting here in front of a synagogue. And these are people who are practicing their religion, yet you are protesting against Israel.
Yes.
Where's the connection?
They support Israel. When we started this 15 years ago, one of the congregants, Henry Herskovitz, he went to Israel like all good Jews do, and then he went to the West Bank, and what he saw there really was upsetting to him. He said, this is what the Nazis did to the Jews. So he came back here and he talked to the rabbi about doing a slideshow. At that time, I think it was slides. And the synagogue would not have anything to do with it. They said they completely support Israel. So Henry decided to get a few people together to protest Israel, the synagogue's support of Israel. And we thought that after one Saturday or two Saturday, the rabbi would relent and let Henry in, but they never did. It just escalated. I am of Palestinian descent.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the very first time we came out, Henry wanted it to be all Jews.
Yeah.
And I think he had 6 Jews, and I was interested in this. And he said, well...
But you were not allowed in. You were not racially qualified.
He says, you can be a Jew for a day. Come on with us.
This is nice. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
My name's Henry Herskovitz.
Henry Herskovitz, you're the one who started all of it.
More or less, it was with Saul, but he's gone now.
How many years now?
Yours is 15.
Today is 15.
Today is the anniversary. Welcome to the longest regular street protest in Ann Arbor history.
This is incredible standing. You are protesting here in front of a synagogue. This is a sacred house for the Jews. However, you are protesting against Israel.
Absolutely.
Where's the connection?
Well, this is the house of Israel, Beth Israel, Beit Israel. It means house of Israel. This is a protest where we try to sway the general public's opinion that has become United States with Israel just like this. We are not like that. And we're trying to raise awareness of that. For instance, America lets everybody within its borders vote. Israel does not. We have a constitution, they do not. We have free speech, they do not. So in many ways, Israel is anti-American. And so we are here, and this is actually the best place to protest Israel, because not only is their name House of Israel, which is very, superficial, but the rabbi takes children on junkets to Palestine, what he calls Israel, and poses them with armed soldiers. They are indoctrinated into an us versus them mentality.
Because the Jewish community supports the state of Israel very much so. When I taught Middle Eastern history and we talked about this vigil, because the student goes to the synagogue, and he had said, the more you guys stand out there, the more money we give to Israel, which means that there is a connection between the people going to the synagogue and even if it's a prayers or even if they're saying, they are still supporting the state of Israel. So we stand there not so much condemning the religion, but the actual outlook of why are you supporting the state?
Well, first of all, the relationship between this synagogue and Israel is that, according to the rabbi, the members of this congregation unanimously support Israel and what Israel does.
All right, this is a good answer.
And amongst those things is genocide against the Palestinians.
Good.
And because of this, I stand here opposed to genocide, opposed to racism of all kinds, and more latterly I become conscious of the effects of Jewish power. And so I am also standing here to fight Jewish power.
And may I ask one more question? What is Jewish power for you?
I think it means the same thing that it means for you.
Okay.
And that is the power to suppress discussion of Jewish power.
You read?
Well, first of all, they fly a flag in there.
All right.
And it's an Israeli flag. I'm not against the Jewish people, but I am against imperialism and Zionism.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
The leadership of this synagogue fully supports the agenda of the Israeli state.
Yeah.
And they fly the Israeli flag, they raise money to support the operations which oppress the Palestinian people.
We also have a counter protest here. We are going to meet her in a second and try to learn from her what she protests against. How are you?
Just fine.
Your name, please.
And Cherney.
And if I understand it correctly, you are protesting against
The protesters.
the protesters, the vigil. So tell me why you protest against them.
They've been doing this out here for years, and it just bothered me every time I went past. So a couple years ago, I started doing the opposite. I love Israel. I've been there 6 times.
Yep.
The last time I was there, I talked my nephew into going with me. We backpacked all over for a month. We backpacked all over Israel.
This is beautiful.
It's beautiful, yes. And I love the Israeli people, and I don't agree with what they're saying, and I just thought, well, I'm going to sit out here and say the opposite. But you know, they're very friendly.
Yeah, they're very nice people. I spoke pretty much with all of them.
Yeah, they're all very nice to me.
And they speak very highly about you, and they appreciate your protest. They believe in the First Amendment, and they live according to it.
There we go. There we go.
And how do you feel about what is happening to the Palestinians?
There is injustice being done, definitely.
Yeah.
But then again, there's the other side too. There's been terrorist attacks that have been going on.
But don't you believe that it's about time that the Palestinians are returning to their land?
You know, there's a lot of history that's not really understood.
Okay, I'm not trying to debate. I just want to hear your position. And thank you for being here.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
They just like it because I give them Christmas cookies.
Ah, yeah, they told me about that as well. You're right.
He gave me flowers last week.
Yeah. Nice one. Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Your name?
Rebecca.
And I guess that you're Jewish.
I am. Last
And you're
name
on
is
your way?
Greenberg.
Yeah. Rebecca Greenberg.
Yes.
And you're just entering this synagogue, I guess.
Yes.
What do you think of these people?
Well, they've been here for a long time.
That's what I hear.
I had my bat mitzvah in 2008.
Yep.
And they were here, as they are now. I think the population of the protesters has gotten a lot bigger over the years. It's never been this many people.
Yeah.
I try to avoid them as much as I can.
Did you try to speak with them?
No, never.
Okay.
So,
I'm making a film
Okay,
about
you're
these
the
people.
protesters. You should not be here. Your place is on the sidewalk.
I'm sorry. I'm not a protester. I'm an
My
about these
understanding is
people.
they invited you. You Atzbone?
Yeah.
They invited you here. You are not welcome in this site.
All right.
Should I call the police?
On this property.
On this property, you can
be
go on the
public.
sidewalk. This is how we protest in America. You don't come in front of the synagogue and record.
Listen, I'm not.
This is on, for God's sakes.
You don't have to be violent. This is America.
I am.